Hello everybody, I'm going to explain you and show you how I configured my computer to play Elitedangerous with VorpX. As you can see here, the Oculus runtime is the one, as we all know, SDK0.8, and they are connected. And here we have VorpX that is now paused, because if we don't have it paused, you see, like now we don't have it paused. When here you indicate pause watcher, means that now it's running. If we start the Elite launcher, VorpX will stop it. To go on, we have to first of all pause the watcher. Okay, so now here we can and keep it there in the middle. I'll indicate you. So now here we go to the Nvidia control panel. It's just to change setting of the resolution. You go and customize new settings. You see here was the old test. This is 920 blah 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 75 Hz, and this is a ratio 4. This is a ratio 16:9, and this is a ratio 4:3 75 Hz. First time I did this ratio, normal 16:9, so at least also the image that was showing on the monitor was correct, was taking the full screen. But what was happening in the DK2, you lose vertical view. You don't have a lot of vertical view. You have the side that is okay, but the vertical view, it's lost. So I went back and I said I need more vertical view. So what I did, I just reduced a bit the length, the wideness of the resolution, and I put it down to 4/3. Then this, how to do this? So like now, if you select as resolution, you'll be seeing here that the customize would not be available, the option. So it's no worry, it can come out. Just select any of these voices to come out from this page. It will ask you blah blah blah, you just say no, it will push you out, and then go back to change resolution, and tac, customize will come out again. So here are the two resolutions that I did. Go to create custom resolution, and here you put inside your informations that you want to put inside. I already done it, but I show you what will pop out if I do it again. I put 75 progressive blah blah test. You say this duplicate resolution, custom resolution, blah 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 blah, already existing custom section. Okay, don't do it again, don't copy it, I already have it. Okay, so what I do, select it, apply. Now here the screen will change, say yes. Now I don't know what Bandicam will be showing, but now my screen is much more tighter. I've got the black desktop, so I don't see the borders, that is short, but you can see when I pull up the toolbar, the taskbar, this one, it's shorter than the full screen. Then this, you go out. What happens if you choose the 1920 by 1080? All your screen will be smaller than the desktop. So if you're having something on the borders, like the toolbar, like this, everything will disappear. You cannot reach nothing. That's why I put my icons here in the middle. Qua, how to say it in Italian. Okay, going back to us, 430. Now we can try and start the game and see also the options that have to be done inside. And I think I don't have to say nothing else here. Blah blah blah. This is just what you have to do. Okay, in the game I use direct mode, but in a way that you see the monoscopic view on the screen. So even if you record, if recording is monoscopic, you don't see the stereoscopic with the two goggles. You just see the single monoscopic view, and you won't be seeing the options that I have in VorpX. But I think once you're inside there should be no problems, but I'll tell them to you once we're inside in the game. Okay, let's start. And forgetting one thing, we have to resume the watcher because if we don't do that, VorpX won't start. Let's go back to our let's start the game. So here we are in Elitedangerous. So now I've got to reset my view. Okay, centered. Main settings. Video cinema mode, that one is off. 3D reconstruction off. Crystal image high. Fixed black smear on. Aspect ratio letterbox 1. Image zoom 0.7. 2D field of view enhancement 0. Display settings. Direct mode mirror window off. Mirror window is the one that shows you the stereoscopic view, and when you record it, and it shows it on the on the monitor, but it's off. Direct mode show original, it's on, and that's the one I'm using. Direct mode async render on. Direct mode frame rate sync full. Lens set cap A, and this is my, I call it my IPD. Head tracking settings, head tracking on. Sensitivity 1.10. Roll on. Disable mouse acceleration is yes. I don't see any big difference on that. Override Xbox controller off, and head tracking off. This is in input settings. In gamepad settings I didn't touch nothing. Hotkey I didn't touch nothing. And that's everything. Okay, and save. So in my options, in the graphics, another thing. In the meantime, you'll be seeing it. I activate the Control F, so at least you can see the frame rate of the game, and now it's 75. Here is the settings that I put inside, borderless primary. I never tried to change in Windows 75, but you're free to do it. In any case, the game started. I'm using the Googles now. I'm using the Oculus, and these are my settings that after you can go through them. While I'm recording, there will be a bit of drops of FPS. I noticed that the recorder Bandicam is taking some power. I think my CPU is not that strong. It doesn't support it. Support all this stress, all this work. Okay. Then for the controls, this thing that you have to activate, but I think it's logical and everybody will go there and activate it. Okay, just look for F1. F1. Headlock. This one changes in game when the headlock, the head will follow the cursor of the mouse, and that should be on. And we use toggle because we don't want it to disengage after when we release the button. In this one I bind it at F1. So plus here headlock mode. Okay, mouse mode on. Headlock invert, default state on. It means that once you start the game, it immediately goes on. Then you can change the sensitivities also here. This one it's around this position here. Should be put it to 0 and then one click back with the right arrow on the keyboard. And then after you fix it there, just keep on working on the sensitivity, on the settings of VorpX. Don't just leave it there, don't touch this anymore. And here it's headlock sensitivity, it's here around halfway, but this one you just keep on playing with it until I'll show you what I use like a reference to see that everything is okay. Look up, look down, of course we don't need this because it's all digital indications, off, 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 off. So another thing that I suggest to install after you have to get used to it, it's in the turret of the SRV, turret control. Mouse, yaw, and you can control the turret of the mouse with the Oculus Rift. By looking around you can control. But okay. But I think now we're all here for the most important thing, and that's in-game footage. Let's go. Let's activate head tracking. Here we are. So now I'm using the Oculus Rift. So first settings of for sensibility. What you want to check is that when you turn your head 90 degrees, you reach a point that it won't turn anymore, and that's the limit of your view. It's 180 degrees, the limit of the view with the mouse headlock. And same thing on the other side. If you exceed too much with the head, what will happen? Like example, I do like this and I go back. You see? This is my center now. And what will happen? Because I turned too much the head and the mouse went above the limit of the headlock, and when you go back, this will happen. Your center will be moved on this side. So you just need to bind the reset of the headlock, that I did it with the same binding of the Oculus Rift when I used the default in Elitedangerous, that it's reset rift. Okay. I'm recording at 30 frames per second. If I record at 60 frames per second, ooh, it will be much more worse.
Orbital flight engaged.
So, making things a bit more simple for my CPU, I've got to record all this at 30 frames per second, because if I record it at 60, I have huge drops of FPS. So I think you won't be detecting my drops because I'm dropping from 75 to 60. Let's go to 19 because I'm recording now.
Full speed ahead.
Engines.
Full engines.
So how much am I going here? 75, 72, 75. Sometimes I also have some flickerings on the because, and it's not, and I saw from some videos that it's not visible on the monitor, but only on the Oculus. And I don't know if it's because now I'm having a window on the monitor, so this one is taking, plus now I'm recording, so it's sucking off a lot of energy. Like now the flickering has stopped, but now it starts once you get closer to the ground, it just starts all over again. Pretty much annoying. I think this is related to the... Stop it. Landing gear.
Speed to minimum.
Landing gear deployed.
What to get down from the hospital. what I was talking about for the turret. I hope you stop. Okay. So this is what I want to say, that with this binding those commands to the turret, if you move like your head some degrees on the right, it will start moving slowly, but if more you move, it will start moving faster, but it won't stop. It will just keep on rotating, and we can make you very dizzy. So aiming can be a bit a challenge. That's all. This is what I use. This is how it works with VorpX. It doesn't work bad. Thanks for watching, and have a good flight, commanders.